Welcome, ladies. In this video, I'll be talking about how to introduce yourself to a man and how to make a natural, authentic first impression. Meeting a man for the first time can feel nerve-wracking, especially when you're not sure what to say or how to act. Your heart races, your mind goes blank, and suddenly, the idea of introducing yourself fills you with a sense of panic. You want to come across as confident and interesting, but instead, you second-guess yourself and make the moment awkward. Sound familiar? That's because we've all been there. Everybody messes up a first impression now and then. If you've ever walked away from a missed connection thinking, I should have said something different, you're not alone. And you're definitely not doomed to loneliness. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to start a conversation with a man without the nerves, awkward silences, or overthinking things. You'll learn how to feel calm and confident, whether he's standing beside you or catching your eye from across the room. I'll show you how to break the ice with anyone, in any situation. And best of all, you'll discover how to spark his interest from the very first moment. Welcome to Love Now. If you're new here, I'm Virginia Goodhart, author, relationship coach, wife and mother of 2 teenage girls, and my mission is to help women of all ages find, date, and keep the men of their dreams. So if love is what you're looking for, don't be shy. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post new content frequently, tips that you can use today to get the man you've always wanted. Let's get into it. Imagine that you're out somewhere, a party, bookstore, coffee shop, wherever. You've seen a man and he's seen you, and you'd love to talk to him. With any luck, he's approached you, and all you need to do is respond. But if this is not the case, if he hasn't said hello yet, but you can tell he's interested because he's got a twinkle in his eye each time he looks your way, then maybe you should break the ice yourself. First of all, relax. Everyone is nervous at this stage, especially men, but your goal is not to impress your handsome Romeo with perfect eloquence or something smart or flirty. It's not the meet cute of a Hallmark movie. All you need to do is start interacting with the guy. Be casual. Let him warm up to you gradually instead of blasting in with flirty comments or weird innuendos. Here are some tips to get you started. Tip 1. Get into the right mindset. Most women approach introductions timidly, as if their very presence is an interruption. This is wrong. Look at it this way. What you're really doing is offering him a rare and immensely valuable gift. What gift? You. Your time and consideration, your interest in getting to know him. You're giving him an opportunity to prove himself worthy of a potentially rewarding relationship with you, and maybe, eventually, becoming the recipient of your love. The greatest gift of all. You have a lot to offer, and he's the one who will miss out if you decide not to bother with him. Approach him from that perspective, and you'll feel more relaxed. Tip 2. Bridge the gap. There are many different places you might meet a guy, but there are really only 2 basic scenarios you should remember. The first scenario is the close encounter. The second scenario is the distant connection. What this means is that any man you meet will either be right next to you or at a distance, but either way, consider him within your grasp. The close encounter happens when you find yourself about an arm's length from a guy, close enough to reach out and touch him, like when he's in the checkout line behind you at a grocery store, or when he stands right next to you at a crowded bar, or sits beside you on an airplane, for example. It's the most casual scenario and the easiest for you to strike up a quick chat. You don't even need to say hello. All you need to do is make a comment and then ask him a question. Here's the way to do it. Imagine you're waiting in line to buy a coffee, and a handsome guy in front of you has a unique tattoo on his arm. First, start with the obvious, something you've noticed about him. Make a comment like, "That's an interesting tattoo." Then ask him a question such as, "What does it symbolize?" or anything that requires more than a yes or no answer. Or if the coffee vendor is outdoors, there's nothing wrong with chatting about the weather. You might say something like, Wow, it's hot today. Almost makes you miss the winter, doesn't it? Comment question. Easy. Here's another example. Let's pretend you're sitting on a commuter train and a handsome passenger beside you is tapping on his smartphone. Show some curiosity. Cool phone. Does it get good reception here? Whether it does or doesn't isn't the point. The point is to get him talking to you. In my next video, I'll discuss good starter comments and questions in more detail. And later, we'll dive deep into the art of conversation. For now, though, let's move on to that second scenario I mentioned, distant connections. A distant connection happens when you have to go out of your way to approach a guy. For example, maybe you're at the beach and you see him lounging on a towel 30 feet away from you, or standing at the far end of a bar, or strolling through a farmer's market, or sitting at a table by himself sipping some coffee. Unlike close encounters, there's no casual way to bridge the gap and introduce yourself. You must be direct. Directness requires a little more courage on your part. More courage, but less creativity. All you need to do is walk right up to him and let him know you're interested in him. How? Again, you want to begin with what's obvious. First, say hello. Then say something like this: I saw you from across the room and wanted to meet you. That's it. A simple greeting, direct and to the point, and exactly what men want to hear. Scary? Maybe, but not nearly as scary as missing out on a fantastic new relationship. Don't let your opportunities become regrets. If you see a man and do nothing to try to connect with him, you'll lose him every time. On the other hand, if you take a risk and go out of your way to meet the guy, you may learn that he's not interested, but at least you won't have wasted time wondering what could have been. Or, surprise, you may discover he's attracted to you too. If so, the next step is to introduce yourself. Tell him your name and find out who he is. Ask him something about himself. In no time, you'll be deep in conversation. Tip 3. Be truthful. Whatever you say to a man when you first meet him, make sure it's the truth. You want to present him with your genuine self. As a woman he might date someday, not some fake and scheming alter ego. Being truthful means speaking honestly, of course, but also being honest in your feelings. Reveal your real self. Reveal your attraction. If you think a man is handsome, tell him so. If his warm and pleasant smile makes you feel all tingly inside, respond with a warm smile of your own. All of us are mysteries until we share ourselves and how we feel about each other. Be honest from the start, and you'll know immediately whether a man likes you for who you are. The alternative is to hide behind deception. Too many stupid influencers and bad dating coaches like to push the idea that romance is a game. They'll tell you that in order to win, you must somehow deceive, trick, or snare a man into loving you. They'll tell you to pretend you're not interested in him, to get him to try harder. They'll tell you to say you're not available for a date, even if your schedule's clear, even if you really want to go out with him, just to make yourself seem in demand and valuable. It's dishonest, and it does not work. Here are some more examples of bad advice that women have been given. Play dumb like a fox. Act bitchy, because men love bitches. Laugh at his jokes, even if they're not funny. Don't reply to his texts right away. Try to seem too busy. Lose at games or sports to stroke his ego. Pretend to like all of the same things he likes. Let him think that other guys are interested in you, even if they're not. Nonsense. All of it. Trying to please a man by becoming somebody you're not is always a lost cause. Think about it. If you're not yourself, then who, exactly, do you want the man to fall in love with? A woman who doesn't exist, that's who. This brings us to tip 4. Speak sincerely. Just like honesty, sincerity is important when expressing your true thoughts, feelings, and desires, especially in matters of romance. If you want a man to warm up to you, start by being warm to him. Cold disinterest won't win his affection. Like you, men want to be wanted. They want to know that you feel something real for them. This is good news. It means that you don't need to come up with some clever pickup line or witty comment before speaking to a guy. You simply have to say something sincere. Here are some examples of sincere comments you might use. I think you're very handsome. You're exactly my type. I could not stop looking at you. I like the way you move. You have gorgeous eyes. I'd love to know more about you. Seeing you, I felt as if my breath stopped. There is nothing fake or fancy in these words. They're simple, right to the point. They let a man know you're interested. All that's left to do is find out if he's also interested in you. Tip 5. Let him respond to you. After you've spoken to a man, give him a chance to respond. This may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised by how many women talk themselves right out of a potential date by talking too much. Say what you want to say, and stop. Don't gush. Don't babble every thought that pops into your head as if you have no filter. Speak, and then let him speak. And as he's speaking, listen to what he says. That is where your conversation will begin. So that's it. That's the way to introduce yourself and make a great, authentic first impression. It may seem intimidating at first, but the more you practice this, the more natural it will feel, and the easier it will be for you to strike sparks with any man you desire. What do you think? What's something you wish more women knew about introducing themselves to men? Please leave a comment below because I'd love to hear your thoughts. And while you're down there, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and be sure you subscribe to this channel for lots more smart, real talk on dating, finding love, and building a relationship that lasts. And if you're having trouble meeting good, high-quality men, I encourage you to check out the Love Now book series, which I co-wrote with my husband, Dr. Richard Goodhart. These books are absolutely packed with the world's most in-depth relationship advice. Seriously, we cover everything. From catching a man's eye to getting a proposal, we've got it all, even topics way too spicy for these videos. All 3 books are free on Amazon's Kindle Unlimited. Please see the link in the description below for details. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay real, protect your heart, and love as if there's no tomorrow.